Hello everybody, welcome in, good morning. I pushed some wrong buttons, we had some issues today. Like that, turning off my mic as I was trying to move it closer to myself. How is everyone doing this morning? I am obviously not entirely with it, but that's okay. That's okay. In not being with it, not being fully prepared for today, I forgot to put up a post a couple days ago about what we're going to stitch on today. So I went ahead and chose. You'll see the pattern right above me. This is Living with Charm from Lizzie Kate. It is, it's my monthly stitch along. I just have a small section that I need to complete this month, and so I figured we could definitely manage that this morning / afternoon or night, depending on where you're at. Hoping this is working because I'm not seeing anything happening. It is Tuesday. Tuesday is when we just stitch and chat and have some fun together for a little bit. No big plans today. Figure out what's going on over here. That seems to be working. Good evening from the UK. Hi, Karen. How are you? Are we stitching on anything today? Okay. Alright, hey Sammy, hey Laurel. You're grumbling that Vic has left. I bet. She can be quite a bit of fun. You're stitching on an elephant. Awesome. Elephants are gorgeous. Hey Janet, how are you this morning? Are you at, well, you're a night shifter, so you're not at work, right? You are joining us from the home court. I am so not prepared. I even came out here early and I just could not get myself with it. So I usually wait till about 5 minutes before stream and I will turn the stream on, let it be on that starting screen, and fix my camera here. And as soon as I pushed the button, it said that there was issues, so I had to fix, and once I got it working, it was time to just really go live. So, hey Angela, how are you doing today? If you're stitching, what are you stitching on? I am finding my pattern. So today's stitching, it's really not that much. We're just adding a border in between this one and the next section. The next section is Laugh, which we will do next month, but this month it's just the border. I have this broken up so that I can finish it by the end of the year, but it made my pieces each month very small. Manageable, which is great, but very small. So I have to do something about my chair. It likes to drift. I need to have some sort of stoppers on it so that I don't go sliding backwards. Okay. And we're out of the color we need. I am stitching this on a 40 count linen. So I do sew 1/1, or 1/2, I mean. Except for this border, I started out at 2/2, so it's a little thick, but I didn't want this kind of stuff to be really thick. Angela is stitching on Deadly Aquarium. It's huge, not your norm. It is very popular. I'm telling you, almost every Twitch person that I follow that does cross stitch, most of them do like cross stitch and crochet and like multi-crafting, but they've all been working on the Deadly Aquarium lately, so I am very familiar with that border that they've got going on right now. I understand that the next piece drops soon, and that it will be, I think they said the bottom right hand corner, because I know I was watching, what was I watching? Cat Yoy, and she was trying, no, not Cat, was it Cat? No, Cat was trying to finish up a different cross stitch. Vintage Sew Girl was the one I was watching that was trying to get to the corner so that she'll be ready for the next part to come out. So I need to pull more of this color. Luckily, I sit in front of a floss wall. And do you see me? I'm like slowly drifting back. Was it 46 or 48? 48. See? The only one you have left. Ooh. Vic's coming in for the laurel. We could see some drama in the chat. Can't seem to separate strands today. There we go. Does anybody have big plans this week? Anything going on? I work my part-time job. Well, it was supposed to be yesterday, but I kind of bumped it to tomorrow. And then area is the bottom right. Okay. That's where the next spot on the Deadly Aquarium is going to be released. Tomorrow I have a couple hours at my part-time job, and Vic is about to board her plane from California to Florida in 5 minutes. It's not one of those Wi-Fi flights, so you can stay with us. Work, nails, and doctor. Fun. So Thursday I'm taking Ryan to the dermatologist. Not so much that I mind the doctor's appointment, but the drive is a long drive. And then Friday and Saturday I work. So that work thing, gotta love it. I am curious what it's going to be like on Friday, because there were some changes supposed to be coming this week, and we'll see if they happened, what they're like. But not till Friday. I still have a couple more days. I'll tell you, my first day. So this last week is the first week that I've worked since February, like for my security job, and it was a bit exhausting, especially going from nights to days. I did pretty well the first 3 days, but that fourth day, man, it kicked me hard. I think the Wi-Fi comes on after it reaches altitude. Oh, gotcha. Oh, you never know. It could be like your last flight and you'll sit there boarding for an hour. So Monday I just didn't do a whole lot of anything yesterday. I did record my floss tube kind of early in the morning. Thought I might come back and stream. Decided wasn't feeling up for it. I was tired. Got on Zoom. Nobody was there. I sat there for like an hour and a half, and finally I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. And I think people got on after I left, but it is what it is. It's taking a lot to get used to. I did have a friend while I was at work. Right, yeah. So the night before my first night, I spent the better half of last week trying to adjust. So I would go to bed a couple hours earlier, wake up a couple hours earlier. So Tuesday night, I went to bed at like 10 o'clock. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, just like I was, well, a little later than I was supposed to, but pretty much like I was supposed to. So that Wednesday night, preparing for work on Thursday, I went to bed at 9:30 or 9 o'clock at night. I woke up at midnight and could not go back to sleep. And so midnight through my whole shift, it's an hour and a half there, 12-hour shift, hour and a half back. And then I got here and I did my 1 hour with y'all on stream. And yeah, I slept really good that night. So, but it's kind of harder on days, because when I was on nights, I would get home and the kids would be getting all packed up and ready for school, so I would talk to them for a couple minutes, go to bed, and sleep until I had to leave for work. But now when I come home, it's time to eat dinner, everybody's hanging out and chit-chatting about their day, and my husband and kids don't go to bed till 11 o'clock at night. Well, I need to be in bed by 9, and it's hard to make yourself go to bed. So, but I was really looking forward to being off yesterday so I could sleep in, and I did. Still went to bed 10 or 10:30, and I slept in till 7 instead of 3:30, so that was nice. And then this morning I think it was almost 8 when I got up, but I did stay up a little later last night. I made it to the 11 o'clock bedtime. Everybody went to bed together. And then got up about 8 o'clock this morning. I was kind of surprised the kids didn't wake me up at 7, because Lexi's car is not running right now. So I thought she'd come and ask to use my car, but she just decided to walk to school instead. But we let her take our car after lunch. So she has stuff to do after school. Okay, maybe this Linda and I are not getting along so well. There it goes. See me sitting there whining to her kids, but I don't want to go to bed. Yes, well, more so Casey. I walked up to Casey and I was like, but I don't want to go to bed. He's like, remember, you enjoy the job. And I was like, no. Hey, Enid, welcome in. I just watched your floss tube this morning, hon. I did. Don't ask me to remember it because I did it like as soon as I woke up at way too early, but oh, did I leave my pen? Shrewd. Did some living room rearranging yesterday. But other than that, I sat on the couch most of the day. Casey put his dad voice on. I know, that's what you said. That you had to get more Nurges to match my Nurges. Sorry, that was probably really loud, but I'm thirsty. Hey, Holly. Ooh, nap sounds good. My third day at work, Holly kept me in company for like 5 hours. We just chatted and chatted and chatted away. My goodness. Holly, aka the queen of not sleeping. The fact that she's getting a nap is pretty impressive. I need a pink. Yeah, I do. I need a pink set. It is on my list. So what I did when I decided to do WIPGO this year, and when I decided to do WIPGO, I wanted to give it a little more power because the last couple years I just didn't stick with it because there wasn't a reward system worth sticking to. So I told myself that there are certain things I'm not allowed to buy until I've earned a WIPGO. And even then, you should have, Vic, you should have been here. We had bacon and egg breakfast burritos. They were amazing. So anyways, so I made a list of things that I would normally buy and told myself I'm not allowed to buy them until I get the WIPGO. But not just that, is that I gave the list to my daughter and she has made up a set of envelopes. I don't know what she picked off the list, what she didn't put on the list, what's on there more than once, that sort of thing. And she's made up those cards and I get to randomly draw one of the cards when I get a WIPGO. So my next set of Nurges will come when and if I draw them for WIPGO. Did a lot of bobbinating last night. Very nice. I need to do some myself. Actually, that's one thing I was going to show y'all. Yes, we're talking about the Nurge. Hey, Shannon. My Shannon. Okay, we'll go to this. So, I got some fun mail. We'll have some fun mail together. The first is all the way from Australia. I got the Hearts for Pam set of Cottage Garden threads that Vic and I ordered when we were at market. They finally came in today. One of these is going to be mine. One of these is for one of my customers that ordered it, and one is going to go up on Facebook page. Vic has a blue set. I really think as I start, you know how sometimes your Q-snaps tend to like knot off or get loose, things like that. As I start to feel the need to get rid of my Q-snaps, I'm probably going to replace them with Nurges because I do like how thin they are. Hey Gina, welcome in. So Enid is trying to get herself enabled yet again to the blue. Yeah, a darker blue would be more fun than that baby blue, I think. I've got purple. Vic, I need to order a thing to hold my Mill Hill from you. Oh. Stretcher bars? You need stretcher bars? I don't know if I have any on hand. I'd have to order some. So, yes, we got the Cottage Garden. Well, I can open up one of them, right? Because one of them's for me. They're very nicely packaged. Y'all want to check it out? I want to see. These are from Cottage Garden. This was a pack made for some sort of fundraiser that a bunch of people made patterns using these. The one I want to do is the ink circles one. I can't remember. This is not easy to open. Hold on. And this Australian Post went pretty fast. They sent these out on the 6th. They're already here. Might need these. I got one extra set, so let me know. 6-inch set of stretcher bars and a box of tacks. Okay, I will order them. I'll get with you, Holly. Alright, so here it's all packaged super nicely. I'm actually going to switch cameras again. And, here, we'll just set them here. Because this is white. So here is Hugs and Kisses. Let me turn on the light. Light. There we go. I don't know why it does those lines. Anyways. So this is a lighter and darker red. We got Hearth, which looks like a blue-black. It's hard to see the hints of blue. What? I've got my autofocus turned on. Turned off. Hello, Erica. Welcome in. We're just going through the Hearts for Pam collection from Cottage Garden Threads. This is Marigold. We've got Paige Turner. Sorry, that one's a little bit behind the chat over there. We've got Conservatory. So this really nice green. I'm going to start piling on top. So we got Lima, which looks to be a really rich. This is the kind of blue you want your Nurges in, Vic. Look at that. Very nice. Alright, we got Sleepy Cat, which is orange. It's coming off a little paler on my screen than it is here. Bottle Brush, which is bright pink red. Like a 350. This camera is not doing great on the colors. Les Boutons. Really nice coral pink. And Canard. So this is like a gray and green. Okay, Angela. I need to. I'll see about getting some more ordered, but I will put that up there. So that was this set. So I got those in the mail. And then I'm adding to my DMC collection because I tried to be able to offer like if you just need a couple threads or you want all the DMC that goes with something, I want to be able to have it on hand. Right now, I'm getting it as people order it. So I will have someone say, send me a list for a Haid and be like, I need all of these DMCs. And I'll be like, okay, I'll get you in like a week or two. I order them, then I kit it up for them, but then that means I have all those colors for whoever else needs it. You bought this set when they came out and still haven't used it yet. I want the Ink Circles one. I'm gonna stitch it. Sometimes I feel like it's a little hard to break into the specialty flosses because of the cost of them. And you're like, but they're so pretty, and once I use them, they're gone. I get it. So this box that does not want to seem to open should be mostly DMC, if not all DMC. I cannot yet get Nerges. I don't know how people get Nerges, but I would love to offer those at some point. Right now, I ordered them off of Amazon just like everybody else. I wanted to make sure this box was not coming open. Alright. So, remember this is mostly, should just be DMC, I think. We've got 747, which, oh, Vic's not here anymore. We got 747, 315, 46, I think the 315's for Vic, 646, 677, 743, 964, 970, 830, 906, 3046, 3053, 3761, 3781, 3790. Yep, it's just DMC. 3021, which I needed very badly. I was completely out of. 3024, 3032. Add the Nerge set to your husband's Amazon cart and get him to buy them for you. Then it doesn't matter for WIPGO stuff. I mean, you're not wrong. 924 and 958. And then, as always, she sends me cookies. So, I gotta get those put up. And I have a couple orders that need this stuff. So, I've got to pull some. But as you can see by my blank spaces on my wall back here, like right there and there and there, I needed a few of these for myself. So I will get those put up when we are no longer on stream. So that's a couple of things I got in the mail today. Ooh, we need to zoom out. I'm really hoping that the Cottage Garden what are we on? We're on Houses, right? The Fabulous Houses. I'm hoping it comes out this week. But we all know Vinny was recently in the hospital, so it's taking its time. Oh no, I need a different color. What color are we working on now? Losing my mind. So far this week, we got really good stitching while at work, so I'm hoping that continues. I mean, work's work and I'll do whatever, but it is a site where it looks like I'll get plenty of stitching time, so that's really nice. So, did anybody say what they're stitching on? I know some of y'all have to be stitching. Some may be lurking at work, but I'll bet some of y'all are stitching. I am stitching on Living with Charm from Lizzie Kate. Where's my phone? I'm pulling up my notions because I'm curious. Living with Charm. So I started this May 24th, 2019, so it's about to come up on a birthday. Tina is work lurking, wishing she wasn't. I understand that. I like that I can stitch at work, and still I tend to wish I wasn't at work. Yeah, so it started May 24th, 2019, so it's about to meet its 5th birthday on the 24th. But we will have it finished this year. That is a guaranteed on this one. Because like I said, I took what was left of it and I split it into 12 monthly pieces, and they are very small pieces. Like May, we are simply doing the border between the words encourage and laugh. And if you look, how to put it, I don't know how well y'all can see this picture just above my head, but here you can see that we have laugh, create, and live to be done. So Susan, oh wait, Shannon says, I'm in the car with Dan going to a shoe store. That sounds like fun. Susan says, hi Sammy, I'm watching from Zambia. And it's the first time I'm catching you. It's 9 p.m. And you're stitching 1 Dozen Quakers by Rosewood Manor. That's a good one. That one's a little hard to find, but it's a really good one. Erica says, I'm stitching on Letters from Mom. My day after Mother's Day start. Okay. Holly says, be stitching on a new stamped kit called Mountain Cabin, where it's sort of like a stitch by number, but it's symbols on dyed canvas. I actually have some of those that I'm planning to give away at some point. So, I have a few that were given to me free that I want to do as giveaways at some point, but not quite there just yet. Are you out of town, Susan? Or is that where you normally reside? Because I feel like I didn't know about you in Zambia. Or Zambia, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They're great for easy stitching. I haven't tried them yet. It's just that the ones they gave us for free aren't something that I would stitch. I think one is a fan and one is a, oh, what are they called? I can't think of the name of them. Like that type of wear that Mai would have worn, Laurel. The really ornate, crosses over, buttons. I can't remember what it's called. Live in Zambia and have done since you were 5. Very nice. Like, the word is right on the tip of my tongue and I cannot come up with it. It's got me distracted. Animal and scenery ones. Yeah, those I would probably be more likely to stitch. This is, like I said, one's a fan and one's kimono. Yes, thank you, Laurel. I knew you would know. The other one's a kimono. I knew you would know because you just finished mine. And don't you actually have a cross stitch piece called kimono, or that is a kimono? 1, 2, 3. I am stitching this 1/2 on 40 count because it was so long. I didn't want to have to get a ton of fabric. I did Lizzie Kate's Christmas rules, and it's huge. That one must be fully finished this year. I want it hung up. You have the Donna Gelsinger one, Donna Gallagher one. Okay. Laurel is very good at having the info. That is where her specialty lies. And I will tell you, that is not her job, her day-to-day job. She just is very good at it. Are you at work, Laurel, or are you off this week? Or today, since Vic was there this morning? I'm getting close to finishing my monthly goals, so then I can just start randomly stitching on some stuff, which is super exciting. I think I'm going to continue to have it pulled on the Maypole game, but just start picking random projects. I really want a few finishes so I can have some new starts. Off today, back to work tomorrow. Gotcha. I got a couple more days off, and then I gotta go back to work. My supervisor actually tried calling me this morning, but I was asleep. So he wanted to switch days because he wasn't feeling well, but I missed out. I was watching Twitch yesterday. Like I said, I had a day where I really didn't get much done. Couple loads of laundry, load of dishes, some stitching, and I managed to cook dinner. While I was cooking dinner, I was listening to a Twitch stream where she was designing a pattern, and it was really fun to watch. And it came out really cute. It wasn't anything that I would look to purchase, but it was really cute. So it's been fun finding some new streams on Twitch. Should be stitching, but you're not. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go sit down and stitch, and I sit down and spend an hour scrolling through Facebook. Enlighten you. What is Twitch? It's a website called Twitch TV, twitch.tv, and it's a streaming platform mostly for gamers, but there are quite a few cross stitchers over there, and they do this where they're live. You can watch them stitch or watch them diamond paint or whatever, and they can interact with the chat. It has like things you can earn for watching the stream. They have some little games that you could play in the stream, things like that. You're not close with your goals. You haven't done well this month since you've been tired after work. And being sick played a factor. I mean, yeah. That makes sense. Enid says, I'm cringing looking at the pile of DMC threads that need to be sorted numerically into the things with the drawers, like you'd find in a closet that you're supposed to put bolts, nuts, and screws. Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to have one of those a long time ago. That was my first way of storing DMC, was on bobbins and, yeah, in the hardware with the drawers. Twitches me when I have too much coffee. I mean, there is that. Did I seriously? I took this thread off of my needle, came down, and started threading the exact same thread on the needle. Closet, garage. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, it's something most people would keep in their garage with nails and screws. It's got a bunch of little drawers. I gotcha. And it holds about, what, 12 bobbins per drawer? Mine did. Now I have a master box, so the double-sided flippy box that I keep one full set in, and then I keep 1 to 2 full sets on this wall. I'm massively behind on keeping up with it, so there's a bunch of holes that I need to fill, and then there's plenty that could use a second, since I can fit 2, but I'm not too worried about it right now, especially until we get the roof done. Husband covetures. I remember looking for the harvest, or for the longest time to try and find one, and I ended up at Harbor Freight Hardware Store. That's where I got mine. Oh, you just lay the threads in it? Yeah, I used to stack the bobbins. And I admire the people that can do it by color, because I can't color sort for the life of me. So I do everything by number. I really wish I was better at color sorting, because I would like for that to be how I do these. Instead, I mean, by the name is really good if you're just pulling threads to go with patterns, but if you're trying to find, hey, this is the green I need, and I have to go through all that just to find a couple greens, it's kind of a headache. Got yours on Amazon? Can't color sort. No, I'm not any good at it. Angela, have you decided what you're taking to retreat yet? I haven't even started trying to figure that out. That's next month. But Vic is on the plane. Woohoo! Are you still on the runway, or you're just... Number sort DMC and anchor alphabetical order overdites. Yeah, that's what I do. I just feel like if I could color sort by eye, the overdites would be nice to have, like a ring of green, a ring of red, a ring of, you know. Ooh, a label maker. Now we're talking fun stuff. I would love a label maker. You printed off a list of DMC, sorted numerically off Lord Lebanon. Laurel's trying to figure out what storage she needs for her DMC. You don't bobbinate, do you, Laurel? Yeah, but and you can, but printer labels is still not near as fun as a label maker. Ah! What's the buzzing? Ooh, I missed. No? Yeah, I'm talking about the Siren's Retreat. No. I feel like I missed something. Anyway, yeah, I was asking Angela. Oh man, did I pull that out? Because she and I are both going to the Siren's Retreat. Heard a vibration. I'm sorry. I don't know if I rubbed against the microphone. Oh, did my phone go off? I wonder if my phone went off. Yes, sorry. Sorry, y'all. That was my phone, Enid. I apologize. Janet says I need to make my monthly goals smaller so I can get on to other pieces. Tina, I have a master floss set in floss away bags and a snap time storage boxes and use floss drops for individual projects. Angela says depends on what it's called next month, but Deadly Aquarium. I am getting excited. Oh no. I am curious about the new hotel. Some snap tight ornament boxes. Okay. Stock the containers, and they had lids. Worked for me sometimes. Yeah, I saw where even just today there were some new people trying to get into the retreat, so. Where are my scissors? I'm not doing the smalls exchange. Definitely not. I doubt I'll do the mystery box. I haven't done it for the last couple years. It's so much work. I think it's exciting and fun. You know what? It's not even the so much work. It is the having to go in front of everybody to pick my box. Like, I really don't like getting in front of people, even for something fun. So, there's still a possibility I might. I definitely have plenty around here I can make a box. But I just don't know. I did it the first year, and so far that's been the only time. Big believe in the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Suck it up. Love the sandwich meat containers from Costco or Walmart. You can eat yummy sandwiches, then wash the container and store crafts in them. Don't forget about your butter tubs. Always reuse a good butter tub. I have never been to a Costco, but we have Sam's here, so it's basically the same thing, I think. Butter comes in a paperboard package, and the butter is wrapped in paper. Oh, yeah, see, I don't use butter sticks. I use Country Crock. Comes in a tub. Oh, the shortbread cookie tins, yep. If you really want to get crazy and need something big stored, there's those Christmas popcorn containers. Popcorn tins. Oh, something's not right. I'm gonna have to frog. Because I did something wrong. It was just a few stitches. We will be okay. When you got your HVAC, they sent you cookies in tins. Coveted the tins. Also, Costco has nice cookie tins around Christmas time. You just want the tin. Look, I think we all have a little bit of a storage problem. I went to Michael's with my daughter. Let's see, it was just before the end of softball season because we were going to pick up stuff for the senior softball girls. So sometime in early April. And at Michael's they had the plastic bin, right, that you open up, and it had a bunch of smaller little plastic bins in it. And they're like you would put a 4x6 photo in. So like little photo containers, and it had like 10 or 12 of them inside the box, all like they slid in there so nicely, and they were in different colors, and I was like, I want it. And Lexi's like, you don't print out pictures anymore. I'm like, I want it. I don't know what I want it for. I don't know what I would put in it, but I want it. And it was on sale from $50 to $14. So she really should have let me buy it, but she didn't. She's like, she was the voice of reason over here and was like, you don't need that. Yeah, I do. Don't tell me what I do and don't need. Stay away from the Container Store. Yeah, I've never been to a Container Store, but I have a Michaels. So the Dollar Tree has mini sewing kit tins with cookies. The ones that are about 6 to 8 inches around and about 2 inches deep. Tina. I mean, that's what they are. They're sewing kits with cookies in them. And what you have to do is you have to eat all the cookies and then put your sewing supplies in there. I'm popular today. My daughter's applying for her first job. She's applying at a couple different places, but it's the first time she's ever applied for a job, and so she's got questions. You have a cookie tin from the 1950s. You store buttons in it. Lexi is like, until you take her to Bath and Body Works and she thinks she needs one of everything in whichever scent she's picked, because they all have to go together, and I'm like, I ain't got the money for that. You do not need all that stuff, but she thinks she does. So we're a good pair. We keep each other in check. Sister-in-law gave you a haha Christmas gift labeled Schrodinger's sewing box Danish cookie tin, but didn't know what was in it until I opened it. So that's why I keep texting, because Lexi's like, do I put full-time or half-time? Do I apply at this place? Do I do this? It was cookies with a Joann's gift card. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's the kind of Christmas present I want. Maybe you'll do some stitching today. Haven't even started your categories yet. I just finished one this morning. For your birthday, got a 25 gift card for Joann's. Awesome. Gift cards are the best. You get to pick your own stuff. Oh, so I finished one of my categories this morning. I think I have 1.5 left. I still need the one, I forgot what they are. The last one, pattern older than 2023, I still need to work on. And I need to finish up closest to a finish because something still doesn't look right. Because I finished the project I was working on but didn't get to my goal. Save your gift card for when you really need some retail therapy but money is tight. It's great. Yeah, that's true. Because that's when you need the retail therapy the most, right? The minute the bills start getting a little bit tight and it's all of a sudden I'm like, if I could just go buy this one thing for myself, I would feel much better. She's trying to convince me to get another pet. I don't need another pet. Think you'll work on closest to a finish because you could finish it if you gave it a good couple days. Which project is closest to a finish, Laurel? Holly has 2 categories left, 2,600 stitches to go total on your goal. Is that because you did a lot less on the other 3 or because you just set a really high goal this month? You have to get expensive work done on the HVAC and you're cringing. I get that. We just had to buy new. We don't have a central AC, but we just bought new window units and it was, I'm still working it off. Also, do some neighbors, their dogs had puppies. They tried to give us one, but I said no. Yeah. My mother-in-law has 6 puppies. We are definitely going no on that front because 1, we have 2 cats and 2 puppies. They need a lot of attention and my household's too busy. This friend is trying to get me to she's trying to give me kittens. Mill Hill come stitch. Oh, Mill Hills, yeah. I cannot find the Mill Hill I started in February and that one of my WhipGo people picked as my WhipGo for this month. I have no clue where it has gone. It has up and walked away. This is a problem with small projects. I didn't put it in a project bag because I'm a dummy. And now I have no idea where it is. Because you keep switching projects. Oh, okay. Still 5,000. Mine's only 2,500. I may up it depending on how this next month goes. Your cat is old, 13 plus. Read old cats cannot adapt to stressful stuff like a new puppy. That I could understand that. Existing dog wouldn't appreciate it. I get that. Yep. More expensive. Vet bills, food. Yep. Yeah, so she sent me a few pictures, but this is the one that's really just getting me. Getting sad and it wants me. Isn't it cute? Oh. She also sent me this one, and that guy is probably going to be a playful little thing. And then she sent me this black one. But that first one just, oh, my heart. Oh, there's 2 in that picture. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, I need a stitch. Stitch and quit looking at kittens. Last cat, and it's going to be brutal. We currently have 2 cats. So Let's just do this. Because I don't know why this is coming up wrong. No one, 1, 2, did that? Oh, okay. I see what it is. Oh, sorry. Do you mean like underbite, Tina? Because I don't know what an underwater is on a dog. Yeah. Our Chihuahua, like, we technically have a dog, but he doesn't live here. He decided he likes my father-in-law's house better. Because he has more freedom out there than we do in our small house. So anyways, he has a massive underbite. It is so cute. Just absolutely adorable. We lived with my father-in-law when we first got Bandit, and so he got really used to having my father lives out on 40 acres, and Bandit would go outside and run whenever he felt like it. He'd just bark at the door and somebody would open it, and he'd be gone for hours, and then he'd come back, and he liked that. And then we moved into this house, and at first, the first couple of years, he lived with us, and he would go back out to my father-in-law's on the weekend with the kids. So it was like my father-in-law and my husband had joint custody over the dog. And then he just stopped coming home after the weekends with the kids. Or he would, and he would mope and pout because he wanted to go outside and play. But there's a bunch of big dogs in my neighborhood that people do not keep in check. And I didn't want him to get hurt. So he couldn't just run. We would go out with him for like 10 minutes and then bring him in. And he's like, but I wanted to stay out there longer. So he just started staying with my father-in-law. And he's really happy. He loves seeing us when we come out there. But he loves to see us go home without him. Your cat is your friend. And you need to do what's right for her. Yep. You are your cat's advocate. Oh, shoot, that doesn't go there. I'm having a hardest time getting stitched on this thing because I keep talking. There's a few of us on here that we have a friend whose puppy is having it rough right now, and she's having to be his advocate, and she's trying to decide what the best course of action is for him. And it's hard when you've had this pet in your life for 15 years or so. It's hard to let him go, but then you also got to be like, is it a life worth living for them? Because it's not about you. Make a bed for your cat. Mine, so I really thought I just had that one seat in the house that was convenient for everybody to sit in, and as soon as I would get up, the cats would sit there or the kids would sit there or whatever. But I rearranged the house yesterday, and I have a new chair in a new place, and it's not even the same chair as before, like on the other couch that we have. And as soon as I started sitting there, I'd get up and the cats would take my spot. And I'm like, I think it's maybe because it smells like me, which is a little disturbing when you think of what touches the seat. But I think it's just because because of me. Or because cats are weird. I don't know. 11 cats. And the cat nanny. Oh dear. Yep. That. Cats are weirdos. I mean, multiple cats in each room. It was pretty wild. That is crazy. I know somebody like that, but she's a breeder. Like, they come and they go, you know? They don't, she doesn't have to continuously take care of all of them. Cats had a daily schedule, their own room with 11 litter boxes and 11 food and water bowl sets, and her husband would be out grilling chicken for the cats. That's muchness. But you know what? If it makes her happy and she can handle it. I chose to have kids, and then I had to, you know, grill them chicken, and they each have to have their own room, and so I guess it's not much different, right? Mine even have the audacity to not like chicken half the time. Remember, in a son of her classes, she was trying to find out how to hire an assistant for her nanny. Oh dear. Lexi just signed up for not innocent. Lexi just signed up for summer college and fall college classes, taking history, government, and British literature, I think. She just stays busy. Uh-oh. Enid has had a crazy idea. Everybody brace yourselves. Not like chicken. I could have done if they were in my shoes these past months, right? Maybe I could pay my daughter to sort my floss. Hey, I've done it. This board put together by my son because he wanted a Fortnite skin. I said, go put all the floss up on the board for me. So, I get it. Because it's like you want to do all the things. You want to play with the thread, but you also want to be stitching, and you cannot do both at the same time. Kind of likes that thing, I think. I will float the concept to her. She likes money and shopping, so yeah. Oh, Ryan does too, but refuses to put my floss board together again. Doesn't matter what I pay him, because he's done it 3 times now between moves and stuff. And so he's like, yeah, no, no thanks. You can do your floss wall yourself, Mom. Also have to do adulting. Well, that's just BS. I don't think any of us should have to do adulting. Like, by the time I've done housework and all the mayhem, I'm too burned out to sort my own threads. Yep. Or you're like, I could sort threads, or I could take a few minutes and stitch a few. I mean, I get it. I came out here last night to get on Zoom with some friends, and I got on Zoom and nobody was there. So I did some sorting while I was waiting, and then I decided I waited long enough and I went to bed. So I got some sorting done. I'm really hoping we get into the shack this week instead of the Jeep so that I can do some scanning while at work, because at work I seem to find all the time. I don't have to get distracted with other things. I think we're a little over halfway. Who do we miss? Oh, me on Zoom? Last night? Did you get on last night? I got off just after 10 o'clock, my time. It's just hard because I have to get up, or like I'm trying to keep my whole schedule of going to bed at a decent time and waking up at a decent time, and so I was like, I'll get on with my friends, but I can't stay on that late. And then when nobody showed up, I was like, well, okay then. I may have to schedule y'all like I schedule everybody else. Okay, well, if you want to see me, then we need to log on at this time. I didn't realize y'all couldn't even see this part I was actually stitching on. Well, and like the night before last night, I know that everybody was getting on. Oh, was it? Is the night before, I think, when we were all getting on to meet up with Laurel, because they were still at the fair, and I was like, yeah, I can't stay up any longer. So I think they got on like 2 hours after I went to bed. If you're wondering about the two needles, it's so that because the border is kind of monotonous. So, oh, also the border for this isn't on the pattern. It's its own separate thing. So to make sure I keep my count correct, when I finish highlighting the pattern, I put the pins, and then I'll stitch whatever I'm going to stitch that day, highlight, move the pin down. Yeah, the night before last night, yeah. I missed you then too. But that night, well, and there too, I had the intention of getting on. until I realized that the time everybody was going to be getting on was just too late. I couldn't. Um, I barely made it through Mother's Day dinner with my in-laws because I was just tired. Getting used to this new schedule. We're getting there, we're getting there. Eden said, I had Wendy's for Mother's Day. Well, if that's what you wanted, Wendy's is one of my favorites. I'd take Wendy's. My mother-in-law made ribs. And she called me and she's like, well, y'all can come over for dinner tonight. And I said, well, I'm at work, so it'd have to be a later dinner. And she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, well, do you think you want to? And I said, me not have to cook? Faux show. I said, but you need to call the kids and make sure that they don't already have plans. Because with it being Mother's Day, I didn't want to ruin anything. And so we went over there and we had ribs. It was good. And sausage and stuff like that. Did I catch up on some sleep? I did. So, like, okay, so my first night off, Sunday night, I went to bed, I don't know, 10:30, and I woke up at 7. So, I went to bed an hour and a half later than I would on a work night, but I slept 4 extra hours. And then last night I went to bed about between 11 and 11:30, and I slept till about 8 this morning. So I'm getting my 9 to 10 hours, 8 to 9 hours, 9 to 10. Anyway, instead of the 7 I'm getting on work days. So it's good. I feel more rested. You can still, it still takes a bit out of you. Like, even though I can sleep in, I'm still a little worn out, but I definitely got to sleep in. And Casey's all weirded out because I wake up before him now, and I've never done that. Hubby cooked mom lobster tail. And you had steak. All had corn on the cob and mushrooms. I'm going to Tina's house for Mother's Day. That sounds good. All of it. Yeah, good sleep. Well, and I think, it's kind of like we talked about the other day. I can handle 3 days of only 6 to 7 hours of sleep as long as, on my days off, I can get those extra hours back. And so that's the rhythm and routine we're going to get into the routine of. And pretty soon the kids are going to be out for summer. So that'll be fun too. Ryan's got summer school, so he won't be out of school for the summer for a bit. But it's only 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. So it's not real disruptive to his summer, except that he still has to go to bed at a decent time to make sure and get up there. Because if he misses 2 days, he gets to repeat the 8th grade. And pretty sure he doesn't want that. with that color. Now I just got to get the dinner thing figured out so that dinners on work days are either pre-cooked or can cook up really fast. Because by the time I get home, last thing I want to do is cook, and I want to be able to go to bed at a decent time. So, and so far the coworkers I work with have all showed up early, like 30 minutes before their shift. And so the timing to get home is better. It's not too bad for summer school here if they need it. It's 3 hours, but it's 5 days a week. Ours actually used to be 4 hours, 5 days a week, but our school went to the 4-day school week this year. So they don't do Fridays during the school year, so they're not doing Fridays during the summer. And then when the principal called me, he said it'll either be 3 or 4 hours each day. I hadn't decided, and when I got the letter, it was 9 to noon, which I feel like is very reasonable. He said the biggest thing is Ryan has to participate. He can't just go there, be there, and then leave and expect to make it through summer school. So he has to actually participate and show that he's learning and improving and that sort of thing. So can you do crock pot meals? That would be easier for your work days. I can. I need to find some that I like. We used to do crock pot meals all the time, and so we kind of got killed out of them. And we also feel like we don't like the consistency of chicken when it's sat in a crock pot all day anymore. So it's about finding that. But like, for example, one of the meals we really like is called cowboy casserole. I actually made it last night, so that kind of screws up the whole having it available. But it's easy enough to make that, like, Lexi could make it before she leaves for practice, and then Ryan would just have to put it in the oven when I leave work, and by the time I got home from work, it'd be ready to go. So, because you have to cook the meat and melt in the cheese, then you just mix in everything, put it in a casserole dish, put some biscuits on top, and stick it in the oven. So it's really easy. And so I want to do more stuff like that, but I also got to be careful and conscientious of grease and what the kids are eating and stuff like that, because we have to diet some. So they both have stomach issues that we have to work around. So. But like this week, the first day I got home, I didn't realize we didn't have any ground beef. That's why we didn't make the cowboy casserole this week. There's a one pot dish that's like sausage, pasta, cheese, I think some onion, pinch of salt. See, that sounds good. And my kids are old enough to cook. So there's that. So I think we ended up all kind of doing our own thing. I ate some pizzas or something like that. Then the second day I worked, we did like chili cheese corn dog or chili cheese hot dogs. Quick and easy, you know. Then the ribs. I'm missing a day there somewhere, but watching what you eat thing for sure. Exactly. So I also would like to find a couple things I can take to work, because sandwiches every day is boring. Good morning, Zeb. Welcome in. How are you doing today? That does not go there. I do believe it is a work day for Miss Zeb, so she will probably be working at work. Lurking at work. Hey, Sammy, and all I can say is blah. It's hard to wake up. I know. I get it. I'm there with you here lately. My alarm goes off at 3:30, and I'm like, but why? I sleep better during the day. I used to wake up at 3:30 in the afternoon and be like, okay, let's go. 3:30 in the morning, not so much. Been blasting the jams on the way to work to keep myself awake. That's what I've been doing. Miss having a crock pot. Love cabbage. I would have to figure out cabbage because my husband hates, like, he likes the smell of it, or he likes the taste of it, hates the smell of it. So I've never cooked with it. Sleep better when you don't have an alarm clock. Yeah, that's true. But I was seeing some stuff like pasta salad and stuff like that I could probably take to work. I do have a microwave at work, however, it belongs to a coworker, and this coworker and I don't always see eye to eye, and therefore I don't really want to have to use her stuff if I can help it. Microwave's a microwave. I mean, I'm gonna have to eventually, but I just, would rather not. So I'll take cabbage with bacon and butter is quite nice. Now that I've been working all day to where, you can't take a nap and yada yada, when I get home, I crash hard. I am like deep asleep for the entire time that I'm asleep. I'm also trying to stay well hydrated, so I have to wake up at least once per night to use the restroom. So there's that. The last couple days it was at like 2:30 in the morning. So I'm like, if I were going to work, I'd have to be up in an hour. But I'm not, so I can sleep. And really, however long I want to. Ryan woke me up yesterday because our bathroom door keeps sticking. And he closed it and it wouldn't come open. And so he's like, Mom. I told my husband, could you imagine that, telling your teacher, why'd you miss school yesterday? Well, you see, I was locked in the bathroom. I couldn't get out. That would have been funny. Probably more so for me than for him or the teacher. But I finished my section. This one was really easy this month. We might have hit 100 stitches. 102 stitches for this month's section. Next month will be the word laugh. It'll be bigger. Encourage was a pretty decent month. So. Yep. Gotta take a picture. I'm gonna have to go get a drink soon. Where's my phone? Maybe I didn't bring it. Oh, there it is. Oop, there it is. He'd be in trouble if he was home alone chilling in the bathroom all day. Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do if there's a day that myself and his dad aren't home, because we've got to get the bathroom door fixed. I don't know if it's the heat causing it to swell a little bit and it just doesn't want to come open all the way, because if you turn the knob you can see that it moves, but it just doesn't move enough to come out of the latch. So Weird issues, right? Gotta love being a homeowner. Did I take a picture? Yes, I did. Okay. Anytime I leave my phone just laying around, this is what I get. She just picks it up and takes pictures of herself. She's a dork. Last night, it's not even like I left the room. My phone was sitting right next to me because then she took this picture of me stitching. Crackhead. Holly, I'm pretty sure Facebook is eating my pictures again. I could have sworn I posted a start picture, and I can't find it. Guess I'll just post it again. Gotta remember which one it was. How's everybody's weather today? Let's see. Today it is 92 degrees and sunny. Facebook needs to have a come to Jesus meeting with itself and get right. I agree. Like, it's ridiculous because it really messes with like these games and stuff that we play. Okay, yeah. So West Texas, 92 degrees and sunny, high of 94, low of 60. Ooh, we're supposed to get up to 105 this week. The weather is caffeineless and grumpy. I would take that over the heat that I have. Nice outside, low 80s, had rain in the morning. Tina in Ohio. Enid says it's about 79 out and mostly sunny. They're in Colorado, right? Pretty sure in Colorado. Holly says 60s and raining in her part of Ohio. And Zeb with the caffeineless weather and grumpy is in New Zealand. Organizing and consolidating. Tina says she was wrong. It's only around 70. I'll take 70. 60 and sunny, cloudy after storming all night. Angela says 87 and sunny, but the rain the rest of the week is scheduled. And she lives in Central Texas. Compared to my high temps and full-on sun for the rest of the week here in West Texas. So you just never know what to expect. Angela's about 5 hours from me, so. Seb says she's working on it, Holly. She had to roll out of bed and log into work first. Oh, because Holly told her to get some coffee and tea. Yep. I've been taking protein drinks with coffee in them to work. Supposed to have storms all this week again. Man, the weather has been insane lately. But I could use a little bit more rain out this way. We live in an area where we're kind of surrounded by a bunch of... It's almost like a valley without being in a valley. We're surrounded by a bunch of plateaus, and so if the storms are coming from a certain direction, they'll usually like skate around the plateaus versus going over them. And so while it keeps us safe from things like tornadoes, it also keeps us safe from things like rain. So it has to travel a very specific path in order to grace us with its presence. What's it gonna do? Oh, I was looking at the weather forecast. Hotter than a burner baking in a tent at Burning Man. Okay. Yeah, full on sun. No precip. Not all week. 105 on Sunday. No, thank you. Hey, Sandy. Welcome in. What kind of weather are you enjoying today? I think I need to find a new project. What do y'all think? It's getting warm in here, though, so I don't know. We'll see how much longer I last. I know, girl. I know. I don't like it either. It's too warm for my blood. Let's see what the AC says it is in here right now. And I'm starting to sweat a little bit. It says it's 75 in here. Which probably wouldn't be bad if I had some sort of like fan or air movement. Because I think it's 75 in the house. But lovely Cali weather, 68 degrees. See, if your state wasn't so darn expensive, I'd move to California. Vic was telling me earlier, she's like, gas is over $5 a gallon here. I said, nope. I was giving my supervisor a hard time the other day because where we have to take the Jeep for gas, it's $3.99 a gallon. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I'm so glad it's not me filling up this Jeep, because I'd drive to the next town over and get it for $3.09. It's like a big difference. But they're paying for it, so. Alright, let's see what we've got on Mr. Kitty. Maybe. can't afford to live in Cali can barely afford Ohio. Yeah, I get it. Ohio is about 360, give or take. That's about what Texas is. Or maybe so I think here in town it's like 336. The Walmart is 309. That small town was 399. So I mean it can vary, but I think you're probably looking at the low $3 right now here. But that's not it. Like, I know everything is expensive. Thought you would have to stop driving. Yeah. I get that. It does make you think like 3 times before you go, okay, well, let me get in the car and go somewhere. Don't get me started on groceries. It makes me mad every time I have to stock up. I feel you. I'm always asked why I never moved back to SoCal, why I stayed in Ohio when you need 3 jobs just to afford only housing. Yeah. It's one of the reasons we moved out of Houston and that we stay here. Like, the cost of living is so different. And it's one of the reasons, like, I hesitate to want to go anywhere, do anything, because it only goes up from here, you know? I'm getting really irritated at this chair. Tuna. Yeah, I haven't even figured out what's for dinner tonight. I'm like, I don't want to have to figure it out, go grocery shopping, cook. You've been here your whole life, so you don't really know the difference. At least your house is paid off. Couldn't afford to buy here now. Yeah. I get that. Mine's almost paid off. It'll be paid off, I don't know, around this time next year, I think. Need a chair without wheels, maybe. Or I need a handbrake. New apartment opened up near your mom's old house in Cali in 2019. 900 square feet, 1 bedroom, 4,000 a month. Oh, wow. That's ridiculous. I just, shock and awe. Can't even. Like, I think our most expensive apartment was a 3-bedroom apartment, and we were paying $1,650 a month for a 3-bedroom apartment. So, whew. That was in Houston. But the thing is like, when I took over my parents' house, my mortgage on the house was like less than that. It was like $1,200, I think. And so I just couldn't imagine. I know back in 2017, maybe. Whenever the first floss tube retreat was in Austin, I picked up Brittany from Ingleside Imaginarium from the airport, and we were talking about stuff like that, and she said she rented a room in a flat with some other people, and she was paying $2,000 a month for her portion of it. It's crazy. done with that color. At least over here. Apartment was nearby in Cerritos. X is... Thank you, Holly. She is. She's gorgeous. But I'm also ready to be done with her. Alright, so what do we got? I think X is this one. I love this Kreinik holder that I got from Vic. She is stitch and button here on when she chats in here. And so she makes these little notions. Hold on, let me zoom out. There it goes. Notions books. So it's got the felt to keep your threads from moving in this little pocket for your scissors or whatever, but I had her add on a Kreinik line, so it's just a piece of elastic. I can pop the Kreinik in there, and if you pop it in to where the numbers are all at the top and you can read them, and the elastic is just below, you can actually unwind from the bobbin without ever taking it out. I grabbed the wrong one. It's supposed to be going this way. See how much easier that is? So I don't have to worry about them rolling around, and I don't have to worry about taking them in and out. It's great. Where's my... Does this needle work? Maybe an hour from you. Wow. Windows don't charge anything near that. Couldn't afford the property taxes on her house if it were still there. When she sold, they got almost $460. Zillow, now her house is valued over $800. Ooh. That is. It's everything that's getting marked up. But you know what's not getting marked up? My paycheck. This is not the right needle. I'm not going to be able to get the Kreinik loaded on that. Where is... I bet it's in the house. Might have one up here. Let's try this. Not quite. Anybody else dread putting Kreinik in a needle? Just me? Okay. I got it. This is, I think, a number 8 braid. I need to quit ordering that because it just, ugh, doesn't like to cooperate. Beautiful coverage though. Went to dinner Saturday and met Vicky in person as well as the others there. I have known Laurel for about 20 years. That's awesome, Sandy. But that was a lot of fun. Vic is a lot of fun. No pay increases because they say inflation isn't rising. Clearly they don't grocery shop. Hate threading Kreinik on needles. What size needle do people use for their Kreinik, by the way? I don't know, whatever Vic sends me. Because the needles, I buy 26 and 28 because I stitch on small fabric, so I like small needles. But Vic always sends me a little bit bigger needles, and that's what I use for the Kreinik. For the number 8. Number 4, I can fit on any of them. Sounds like everybody got to have a really fun time meeting up. Okay, y'all, I think I'm going to wrap this up here in the next 15 minutes. We are getting close to time for the kids to get out of school. It is also rather warm in here. And it makes me want to nap. I don't think I'm going to nap because I'm trying to stay on my schedule, but it makes me want to. I don't think I'm going to have another one this week. Like I said, I've got that part-time job to go to tomorrow. Plus, I need to go to bed early because we're going to be out of town all day on Thursday for Ryan's doctor's appointment. It's a 5-hour drive each way, almost 6 hours, and then I have to work. So we will see what my schedule is this weekend, and I will put up a post to see what days we get together next week. Tuesday should be absolutely fine, and then I'm thinking maybe Sunday, Tuesday, and then work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe I'll add in 2 more. I don't know. I'm trying to so Tuesdays are always kind of in the afternoon, and maybe Sunday evenings, or maybe like early Monday mornings. So, size 28 petite needle person, John James Petites, have been discontinued. They have, but when I was talking to the guy who just sold Kreinik, I forgot what his name was, but he was at market and he said they got their pressing machine for the petites back, and so we should start seeing petites soon. Because I myself love a good John James petite needle. Also, I don't know if you've seen the pony needles. They're a really good alternative to petites. So, Holly says she uses 24 for everything. That's the size Vixens. I think so. Doug. Okay, yeah, I was talking to him at market, and he said that John James should be able to put petites back out soon. Now, soon could mean 6 months to a year. I don't really know. He didn't know, but they didn't go away for good. They were just temporary hiccup. Yeah, I got my ponies from Under the Sea Fabrics. They're nice and dainty. And they're coated with this black coating that is supposed to be better for those that react to normal nickel needles too. So I like them. I also feel like once you get close, used to petites, you don't really like what feels like a broadsword, you know, in your hand. Um, and then you get used to this, and the petites feel like you could snap them in half with your pinky. They're so delicate. So, somebody else said something. Colonial Needles, I think, are another brand that's trying to take away, trying to take over the petite game. Um, but I really don't know much, if anything, about that. So, longer needles are hard to work with. I agree. I agree. I like to thread chicken, and those things just do not thread chicken well at all. Possible, yes. Lovely, no. Miss Pat Carson's. Never used a petite. And that's the thing, like, if you haven't, you don't know what you're missing out on. But that's okay, because then you don't know what you're missing out on, right? Um, I don't know how I ended up with a pack of petites one time, but then after that I was like, give me my small needles, please. Oh, I'm gonna have to count. What? That is. We don't count in counted cross stitch. Okay, so that's that, and that's that, and that is that, and that is that. Okay. Let's hope I counted correctly. I will say the one thing about petite needles, not only are they shorter, but they are a little thinner. And I mean, because that just makes sense, right? And I tend to snap them. So I'm one of those that I'll buy like 50 of them at a time because I'm going to snap them. Since they've been discontinued and I've been stitching with regular needles, I think I've only ever snapped like 2. So. So pros and cons to everything, you know. I just try to keep plenty on hand because I'm also one that tends to lose my needles and, you know, go to pull my thread and just fling it across the room. Peacemakers are still in business and they do some nice petites. Okay. Who was I on with one day? Oh, Vicky. I was talking to Vicky and reading and stitching, and she was she was rearranging her living room and, you know, sweeping up and things like that. And I think she found about 8 needles when she moved her stitchy chair. Because you just tend to kind of lose them. Lexi has a sports banquet. Glad she found them and not her foot. Yeah. Well, she was sweeping up, so that helped. I had a friend one time that came over to my house and I was sweeping, and when I swept into the dustpan, I picked up the dustpan and I'm doing one of these numbers, and she's like, ew, like that's dirt and that's nasty. And I'm like, but if there's a needle in here, I must return it to the stash from which it came. So it's my dirt and I'll sift through it if I want to. Looks like she's getting like a crown. A glittery crown. I think that's in the wrong place. Maybe. Okay, I thought I was going to fudge around it, but it's a half wrong, and that's going to mess a whole lot up, so we're going to just fix it. Holly, do you have the next piece of the ink circles yet? Mine, yes, never mind. You emailed me, I remember. Never mind, just kidding. Okay. Are you ready for a new round robin yet, Holly? I'm going to leave that there because that is my Kreinik needle for this. You have yours, Vic still has Sarah's. There we go. So you're ready for another one, right? Another ink circles one. So right here, we're going to go across with this light blue color. And then all this is fill in with white, and we will be done with this half of her. She is. You're up for a new one, but not ink circles. It was fun. I really did enjoy doing that round robin with y'all, and I would do another one, even if it's not ink circles. But I'd want it roughly about the same size, because I felt like they were good. Like, it didn't feel like it took you forever type thing, if that makes sense. You know? So, I am going to quit here. I know we only put 20 stitches into her after working on Living with Charm and getting this month's section put in right here. But I am very warm. So we've been on for a little over 2 hours, so I think that's reasonable. Like I said, I will not be here Thursday night like I have been. I'll be lucky if we even get back into town by the time I would normally stream. So, and then I got to get to bed to go to work on Friday. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed it and come back and see me again. I'll have a poll up for next week. I'll for real this time. So, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.